Hi everyone, my name's Mikko and I'm a transgender Australian. Today I thought I might talk to you about coming out and socially transitioning as a transgender person. I live in Australia and these are my personal experiences. I know the situation can be different depending on where you live, but these are my personal experiences. I'll just start off with a brief timeline of my transgender experience so far. I realised that I was trans in around August of 2023. I started HRT in November of 2023, however I didn't socially transition fully until July of 2024. Right now it's January 2025, so I have been socially transitioned for about 6 months now. So let's talk about some of the feelings I had before socially transitioning. I was worried about what my friends would say. I was worried about what my workmates would say. I was worried about what family would say. Most of all, I was worried about being rejected by people. I was worried that I would lose friendships. I was worried that my workmates wouldn't want to talk to me or work with me anymore. I was worried that my extended family wouldn't want to talk to me. It's this fear of rejection that I think held me back from socially transitioning for so long. The first person that I came out to was my girlfriend. I was really worried about telling her because I was worried that our relationship would end. I was worried about telling my extended family and my girlfriend's family. I was worried that they would cut me off, wouldn't talk to me, or just wouldn't talk to my girlfriend. This wasn't the case at all. I have had nothing but positive experiences with family, and I feel lucky that I have. I know that I'm lucky in that regard because there are so many people out there whose parents or extended family have disowned them for being transgender. The biggest fear I had was telling my girlfriend. She was the first person I came out to, but it was also the biggest hurdle. I was scared that she would break up with me. I was scared that she would not want to be with me anymore. But that wasn't the case at all. If anything, we've grown closer because I've transitioned. I was worried about coming out at work. My workplace is full of toxic masculinity and pretty conservative views from some people. I had also actually heard people using anti-trans remarks at work. And that made me worried to actually come out. In my head, I thought that people wouldn't want to work with me anymore. However, everyone has been pretty positive since I transitioned. So let's talk about my experiences actually coming out and socially transitioning. So I came out to my girlfriend first. This was not long after I found out that I was trans. I was actually prompted to come out to her because my YouTube feed was getting full of videos that were related to transgender people. She then approached me and asked me about it one night as I was going to bed, and I broke down and I told her. She seemed shocked at first, but then she later told me that it did actually make sense afterwards. Things sort of clicked into place. I confided in one or two other friends in the coming months, but I didn't actually fully come out for about another year. The first time I presented feminine was when I went on holiday with my girlfriend to Melbourne, Australia. I put on makeup, put a pinafore dress on, and went out into public. I continued dressing feminine for the rest of the trip. However, upon returning home, I slipped straight back into masculine. I wasn't ready to come out to the world yet. I would dress femininely at home, but outside, there was no chance. It was around June of 2024 that I approached my HR department at work. I told them what was going on, that I was actually a woman. I asked them if there were any resources available, like policies or procedures that I could look at. Unfortunately, the company that I work for had nothing in place, but it was ultimately up to me in the end to actually take the next steps. After about a month, I told my supervisor. I told him who I really was, and I told him what I wanted to do to transition. We had a lengthy conversation. I told him all about my trials and tribulations. I told him about my fear of rejection from my work colleagues. And he essentially told me that if anyone had a problem, that was on them. Luckily, when I came out, everyone was supportive. People had some questions, obviously. A lot of them didn't understand, as I had never had anything to do with a transgender person before. Luckily, I was then able to use annual leave to take an extended period of time off. That way I could have a break and then come back to work as the new me. As for family, I don't keep contact with my close family for other reasons. My extended family I haven't actually seen in person, but they have sent me nice messages online. They have been encouraging. And my great auntie even asked me for advice on how to do winged eyeliner. My girlfriend's family is what I would consider my most closest family. They have been nothing but supportive. When I told my girlfriend's parents, my girlfriend's dad straight away just said, "You're gonna have to expect me to make mistakes." And I understand that. But he does genuinely try. He slipped up a few times to start with, but he hasn't accidentally misgendered me in a while now. Everyone in my girlfriend's family has been really supportive, and I'm super thankful for that. And generally, in public, I have had no issues whatsoever. The only place I generally get misgendered is on the phone or going through a takeaway drive-thru. I think this is because the only thing that's identifying me to the other person is my voice, and I haven't got to a passable stage with my voice yet. As for negative experiences, there's only a few things that I would say I consider negative. There was one instance where my girlfriend and I were on holiday in Melbourne at the end of 2024. We both needed to use the bathroom in a shopping centre, so I stayed outside of the toilet holding my girlfriend's bag while she went. A lady approached and looked at me strangely. I assumed that she thought that I was in line, so I told her that I wasn't in line and I was just waiting. She then went into the bathroom, giving me a strange look and didn't actually talk to me. While this lady was in the bathroom, my girlfriend came out, so I gave her the bags and I went to the bathroom. My girlfriend told me that this lady had come out, looked at her with a strange look, and then left. She thought this was quite odd, but gave it not much thought. Then when I came out, I took my bag from my girlfriend and we both walked out of the toilet together. This lady seemed to be waiting outside, phone in hand. It kind of looked like she was recording us as we were leaving the toilet and giving us a weird look. My girlfriend wanted to approach her and confront her on this, but I urged her not to. I didn't want to make a scene. But this was quite a strange interaction, and I've never had one like it. To this day at work, I do still get misgendered sometimes. I don't think there's any malice behind it though, because generally when someone misgenders me at work, they try and correct themselves straight away. And I do understand that it's hard. When you've known someone as one gender for so long, swapping genders, you can stuff up every now and again. I feel no ill will towards anyone who misgenders me and then corrects themselves. It's a genuine mistake, and we'll get there in the end. And one of the most annoying little niggling things is the systems at work. Because I was employed under my original name, a lot of the systems at work still have that name attributed to them. I've been through the IT department, and apparently it's impossible to change these things now. It can be quite disheartening or triggering to see your old name while you're at work, and it's especially difficult to be told that you can't change it. I am currently working with corporate to try and get things changed, but it can take a long time. So I think that's about it for socially transitioning. I hope you have a lovely day, and be kind to yourself.